Hiya, and welcome back to Heroes Advent. The game that teaches us that... shit, I can't think of anything. Something about... Dave? Yeah, something about Dave, I can't think of anything. Yeah, something about Dave. I cannot think of anything. I need to start thinking of these things. Anyways, let's just hop right in. Dave making people cry. Right. You put your backpack down and turned on the light. Whoa! You decided to look around your room right away. To the right of the living room was a sofa and a coffee table with a wall-mounted flat-screen TV on the left. Marble counters separated the living room with the kitchen, in which was a rather large pantry and a set of dining table. Through the doorway in between the kitchen and living room was the bedroom. There was a king-sized bed and a wall-hung wardrobe on the side. This isn't a dorm, that's a fucking apartment. The bathroom was on the right side of the doorway, which had a small bathtub, sink, shower, and a small closet stocked with cleaning supplies. Granted, I've been in a dorm room that's similar to that. This is very fancy for a dorm. You thought to yourself as you sat down at the sofa. This room really looked like it belonged to a hotel instead of a school dorm. Come to think of it, so far the guild felt like someone took different buildings in a city and merged them together. Not that you're complaining, the site was rather mesmerizing, even if the layout could be confusing with all the labyrinthine hallways. You decided to start unpacking for about half an hour before throwing yourself onto the bed. Wow! Fuck! Fuck! It hasn't even been 5 minutes! Shit! It hasn't even been 5 minutes! This! Holy shit! I just got a notification from Barley the Bird being live. Why not? When you gotta go, you gotta go. Okay, so which one are we doing? Are we gonna sleep, or are we gonna just Chris Griffin our way into bedtime? Fuck! Alright, let me pull up the sensor. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it. Also turn on the vertical sensor. Yeah. You already felt rather exhausted, but if you were honest with yourself, you are all... Ah! Fuck. Somehow you found yourself wandering the same old corridor. You wonder how long it'd take until you'd reach to the other end. Felt endless and suffocating, like you've just stuffed yourself into a tunnel that stretched on forever. Dave, Dave! Along the way you kept hearing voices calling out to you, as if they were circling around you, mocking you. But you were none the wiser. Hang on, how much corruption do we have? We have 6 corruption! We have 6 corruption! Hi, welcome to being a piece of shit simulator. Along the way you kept hearing voices calling out to you, as if they were circling around you, mocking you, but you were none the wiser. You met weaklings, flawed, alone. Deserve not kindness. Make use of them. Weakness is yours. Go now. Huh? Oh, we got even more corruption. There we go, we got 6 now. Those last words somehow awoke you as you shot up in bed, tensed as ever. Ow, my head! Though you soon relaxed your shoulders as you rubbed your temples before lying back down. You stayed in bed for a while, only vaguely remembering parts of what you just dreamt of. Could have sworn hearing all those voices trying to talk to you, telling you something, but you weren't sure what to make of it. With a sigh, you looked to the night clock stand, which blinked 6:30 p.m. Through the windows, you could see the sun was already setting on the horizon. Fucking post-nut clarity really hit him hard. I should not be talking about... You know what? Just... You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to get Dave out of here, and I'm going to remind myself that I'm posting this to YouTube later. So there we go. Purity boys. We're just going to leave them there for a little bit. See, the sun was already setting on the horizon. You got up after your headache subsided, realizing that you need to take a shower from all the sweat and musk in your fur. Oh god. After taking a shower, you dressed up in fresh clothes and left the room. The central hall was still mostly empty. Only the building staff were seen roaming the corridors. According to the direction plaque, the corner to your right led to the honeysuckle, while the left was the way to the science tower. I already felt quite hungry, but doing some exploring around the guild also seemed fun. Where should we go first? Should we go to the honeysuckle or the tower? Got our eye bleach. Yeah. Wait. Fucker got that. Dan, let's do the tower first. You quickly made your way through the back entrance of the main building. Under the street lamps, the grand archway of the tower soon came into view. On the way to the lobby, you noticed 2 lab people standing by the bulletin board outside. You see Ray waiting by the elevator as you got there. Oh, hey Ray. You waved at him as you approached. Oh, hi Dave, what brings you here? Miss me already? Ray replied with a wink. Well, I just thought of doing some, sightseeing at the tower, yeah. You muttered, trying to glance away. Sightseeing at the tower? Sure. Ray scoffed and it made you all the more flustered. Well, where are you going, actually? Yeah, I'm bringing dinner for Alex, he said, showing you a lunchbox in his plastic bag. You probably knew this already, but he's not really the social type, always staying in the lab, burying himself with paperwork. So you could say I'm kind of like his personal delivery guy. Oh, weren't you running errands for him too? Yeah, you would be correct. Sometimes it's that, other times I'm just out to fetch him a meal or two. That sounds like a hassle. I guess, I mean, someone has to stay at the lab to oversee the projects, and I don't mind going outside a lot, unlike Mr. Shut-In. You chuckled a little at that last. We've been friends for a while too, so that also helps. I see. The sound left you a bit startled as the elevator door opened before you. Well, want to tag along, Dave? Ray said as he stepped inside. You decided to follow suit. After this, I'm going to watch F1 Ernest. Oh, yeah, sure. It's not like I have better things to do anyway. Figures. Looks pretty lost on your own, you know that? The dragon reached for the B25 button and the lift descended. Ah, fuck. Took a brief moment to... Wait, are we at 6? Yeah, we're at 6. Took a brief moment to study the panel. It would seem the tower had 40 floors above and 25 underground. Kind of wondered why Alex preferred to stay so deep below the ground most of the time. So, little bird told me that you're the prophesized hero, yes? Ray spoke up again, and you could feel him eyeing you up and down for a moment. Pretty cute for one if I'm to be honest. Thanks, I guess. I still don't really know if I can be a proper hero or not. Yeah, you're still pretty new around here, so I see what you mean, but you've definitely got potential. Potential? What makes you say that? Well, to start with, your cute body type is actually pretty suitable for a warrior, so maybe with enough training and the right mindset, you can definitely put up a fight like a true hero. Ray gave you a thumbs up as he said. And before you know it, everyone in town will swoon over you like an idol, begging you to marry them. Well, I don't know about that. That was pretty average and unpopular back in my world. Is that so? That's a shame. You're a lovely guy, Dave. If we knew each other back in your world, I wouldn't hesitate to ask you out. Ray gave you a casual smile as you tried to look away again. You wondered how he could say those things so nonchalantly. It was still very flattering, though, as you felt your tail flicking rapidly from the embarrassment. The elevator finally came to a halt and you breathed a sigh of relief. You have arrived at floor B25th. Magic Crystal Research Center. A female synthetic voice spoke from the side panel as you stepped out. Gun this way. Davis 6 Corruption. Sounds like a street name than a floor name. If that's the case, hang on. My phone stopped charging. Let me just... Oh, there we go. Cable's fucking dying. Alright, it's charging again. Ray said, heading straight along the main hall. You made sure to follow closely. So far, this underground hallway looked like the one in the dormitory, only much less colorful and lively. The only thing that stood out among the white walls are the metallic doors and the small air vents near the ground and on the ceiling. Hang on. There we go. Yay! Ray stopped at the room near the end of the corridor. The sign beside the door read Crystal Energy R&D. Whoa! All of this is very futuristic. Hey, you haven't seen half of it. You heard small beeping as Ray tapped away at the keypad next to the door before placing his head at what looked like an eye scanner. Welcome, Raymond. Another synthetic voice greeted him as the door slid aside. Wait, your name is not... Yeah, I get that a lot, but that's how my friends always called me. Now come on in. Ray winked at you as you entered the lab. You followed him inside. The lab turned out to be quite spacious. I'm going to turn down sensitivity on my mic. There we go. The first thing that caught your eyes were the shelves in the back, lined with all sorts of material boxes and containers that you didn't recognize. Scattered along the rows of counters in the front were trays of wires, gear, and specialized tools. Hey, Alex, I'm back with some food. See the Lynx busy tinkering with something at the workbench in the right corner. Beside him was a whiteboard attached with a blueprint of some kind of contraption. Looked like the typical stuff you would see in those sci-fi movies.
Oh, good. Just put it over there.
Alex pointed to one of the counters without even looking away. Sure, like, up here. The dragon walked over and placed a lunchbox on top of Alex's head, which somehow stayed as the Lynx turned around with an unamused look on his face.
Very funny, Rye. Don't you have anything better to do than just loitering around as always?
The Lynx still didn't seem to notice you so far. You're right. In that case, I could do you if you want instead. Ray put the lunchbox aside and Alex looked rather shocked.
But what do you mean by that?
I'm pretty sure you know exactly what I meant.
Rye!
Ray scooted even closer to him. You thought Alex couldn't get any more red than that, and he wasn't the only one flustered and panicking. Hang on. Alright, that's enough purity, boys. The eye bleach. I'm gonna bring back Dave. Here we go, Dave. Ah! You casually wondered how Ray could say such things so casually. You really wondered. Yeah. I could help you release the exhaust pipes of this particular gun you're working on. He reached for said gun behind the Lynx and moved it to a different workbench. And just like you, Alex stayed frozen in place for a bit before he could even process what was going on.
But hey! Put the gun back here. I'm not done swapping out the parts yet.
Alex bolted from his station after Ray. His face was even redder up close.
You! What are you doing here in my lab?
Took a step back from the front counter as the Lynx yelled at you. Tried to sort out your thoughts while he stared you down. I was just wandering around, and Rai asked me to come with him down to the labs.
You what?
Alex snapped over to the dragon, and you quickly wiped the sweat off your forehead.
Rai, what did I say about bringing people to my private space?
Apologize to him or tease him. I'm gonna fix my button. I should have done all this before stream. Yeah, we're gonna make fun of you, Alex. Fucking bottom. I'm gonna call him a bottom because he's a bottom. Ray, friendship +5, confident +2. Well, I've seen bigger private areas before. You said, noticing how Ray was already smirking at you, Alex seemed a tad flustered as you looked to him. But wait, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, a real private spot. I've seen similar ones before yours. You haphazardly tried to correct yourself, and the dragon burst into laughter.
Ray!
The lynx screamed, his face beet red.
What kind of jokes did you teach him?
What? Why me? Stop shaking me. I didn't do anything, I swear. Ray was still dying from laughter while the smaller lynx tried to budge the massive dragon to no avail. You really like your sense of humor, Dave. We should definitely hang out sometimes. Maybe I could teach you a thing or two about fighting, help you become the hero as prophesized.
Wait, prophesized hero? Really?
Alex sighed you up and down again.
So he's from another world.
Well, at least that's what Max told me. His lady friend found Dave here in the forest with traces of dimensional magic found all over his body.
How curious.
See the brief glint in Alex's eyes, and you felt a little concerned.
Well then, I suppose he can stay around and help. Do tell me more about this homeworld of yours, if you will.
Well, thank you, Alex. I'll be sure to pull my weight around here.
As you should.
And while you're at it, you could also help me run some errands for Alex as well. I could use some company. He gets pretty lonely out in the field, and I could use a body warmer on a cold night out. Ray gave you a shoulder pat and a wink. Sure, Rye. I'll see what I can do.
Well, I will let you know if I require your assistance, but I suggest that you go for now. I'm still working on an important project, and I can't concentrate with too much interference, if you will.
Got it. Well, see you guys later then. You waved them goodbye as you left the lab. Only Ray returned the gesture, however, as Alex gave you a dismissive wave instead as he returned his attention to the contraption at a station. He took the elevator back to the ground floor and left the tower. To the honeysuckle. Talking to those two really makes me hungry. You follow the directions along the hallways. The tavern was already booming with laughter and singing when you got there. There's a lot of people here. Oh, it's weekends, of course. You can already see familiar faces after squeezing through the groups out front. Max, Cody! You called for them as you approached the bar. Oh, good evening, Dave. You're just in time for dinner. Yeah, I can't wait. What have you two been doing? We're just catching up. Max told me that you're the hero from the prophecy, eh? Hero in training, Cody. Hero in training. Max said amid his chuckling, taking a sip from his mug. Right, and you're still eating, Max? Took a seat next to him. Just having some light meal after the main course. Max said as he took a bite on what looked like a crispy wonton. That looks good! Feel your stomach grumbling just at the sight of it. I probably should order something. What's on the menu tonight? Oh, a lot of things. Cody here can cook basically any ingredients that come to mind. Borix, drill, heck, even the Fujita fish. Max said, giving a thumbs up at Cody, to which the bear chuckled. I speak too highly of me, Max. I still can't beat that lady friend of yours, though. Elisa? Well, I'm afraid you still have a long way to go, Cody. Her cooking is really something else. Almost like she's been using some kind of food magic. The more you eat it, the tastier it becomes. True that. I kind of miss her cooking already. You decided to take a look at the menu sign above the bar. A lot of the dishes seem to be made from the local animal creatures called beasts. You still don't recognize a lot of their names, let alone knowing what they even look or taste like. From what you've seen and heard, some beasts are quite similar to certain animals in common livestock to your world, while the rest are either a mix and match or just completely alien. The flora and fauna of this world is still a confusing topic to you, and you still couldn't make up your mind on what to have for dinner. Maybe I should just go for a random one on the list. You're about to speak up, but seeing how Max and Cody were still chatting away rather heartily, you decided to wait for now. Instead, the commotion at the nearby tables quite caught your eyes for a bit. Dave? Cody snapped you out of your trance. Hey now, please don't starve yourself trying to go through the entire menu. Oh, you're right. Well, do you have any recommendations then? All of this is making me even hungrier. Hang in there, Dave. Choosing is too hard. You could always go for my usual buffet steak medium rare. Max gave you a shoulder pat, his eyes gleaming at that last. Ha, you and your steak. Well, you can certainly go for that. Or, you could also try the chef's special. Chef's special? What's that? You asked, and Cody suddenly leaned across the counter closer to your face. It's a secret. You have to find out on your own, he whispered with a wink. I see. You blushed a bit at the gesture, pretending to read the menu as you hesitated for a moment. So, what'll it be? What should I choose? Oh, fuck. Max's usuals or the chef's special? Whatever increases corruption. So I'm going to save because we want all the corruption. Max, as usual, that does not increase corruption. Whereas if we choose Cody's, I don't think it'll increase corruption either. All they do is give friendship points. So who do we want to be friends with more? The taller Tano. I'll have Max as usuals, please. Alright, one buffet steak coming right up. And with that, Cody left the bar. I knew you had good taste, Dave. Max gave you another shoulder pat as he grinned. Cody makes the best steak around these parts, so don't worry, you won't regret it. Guess I'll take your word for it. From the counter, you could vaguely see Cody preparing the meal in the kitchen area further in. And even from what little you've glimpsed, you could tell the bear was not messing around when he called himself the head chef. The sizzling in the kitchen clashed with the hectic ambience of the tavern, and soon enough the enticing aroma of a delicious meal permeated the bar. Cody returned with the dish after a few minutes, and your mouth was already watering from anticipation. There you go. The bear placed the plate before you when you heard more hollering from one of the crowds on the other side. Excuse me, looks like I have some other patrons to attend to. I'll be right back. Enjoy your meal. It smells delicious. You licked your lips at the thought. The dish turned out to be strikingly similar to a normal beef steak, only bigger and chunkier. Took another whiff just for reference. It smelled quite the same too. Were served with some mashed potatoes and sautéed vegetables, you could be very convinced that this was just regular steak. Grabbed a knife, and much to your surprise, the steak was quite tender, seeing how the knife went through it like butter. It was cooked to a perfect medium rare as advertised, too. Took a moment to admire the cut, your keen nose picking up the delicious smell of roasted garlic, herbs, and butter. All of which made you salivate even more. Yup, now you see why this is my usuals. Max nodded at you knowingly. Well, what are you waiting for? Dig in before it gets cold. With a nod, you decided to take a bite. It's amazing or it's good. You hardly had to chew at all as the meat melted against your tongue. Initial taste was quite gamey, but the combination of spices Cody used somehow turned the flavor into a delicious savory one instead. Among the richness of the steak and the butter was a hint of sweetness, spiciness, and a citrusy aftertaste. Whoa! Could this be the sauce? Your eyes widened from excitement as the entire range of different flavors came out to you all at once. They clashed and yet meshed together almost in harmony. It's so good you had to stop yourself from tearing up too much. Try to savor every last bite of the meal, but before you knew it, your plate was already empty, like someone else just snagged the juicy steak away from you. Whoa, slow down there, Dave. Oh god, it's the lamb sauce. Max chuckled as he tried to lick the plate clean after slurping down the sauce. I can't help it. It's so freaking delicious. You went on until you're convinced the plate was squeaky clean. Done. As you put your plate down, you realize Cody has been eyeing you this whole time. The bear winked at you before tending to the customers, and you felt your face getting a little red. You chatted with Max for a while until Cody finally returned. Welcome back, Max said, lifting his probably empty mug to greet the bear. Well then, how did you enjoy the meal, Dave? It was great. I love it. No kidding, I haven't seen anyone downing the whole dish so fast in a while now. Oh yeah, Cody. You saw Max tossing a coin from his pouch, to which the bear caught it almost perfectly. For Dave's dinner. Gotcha. Thanks, Max. Noticed it was a gold coin, so that must have been quite expensive. And sorry for not keeping you company, boys. Things really gotten a bit hectic since one of the waiters left. Cody sat down by the counter to catch his breath. What about your other waiter? Oh, he's taking a day off. Said he had important events to attend to. The bear sighed. I could really use an extra hand around here. Cody then looked to you. Hey, maybe you can help me in between your training, Dave. What do you say? I don't know, Cody. There's still a lot for him to catch on in order to become a proper mercenary. But it's totally up to you, Dave. You can still train once in a while, even if you decided to help our chef here. Well, I guess I'll give it some thoughts later. I gotta go now, though. Oh, where are you going? I think we'll go for a stroll outside. Maybe look around some. I'm too stuffed to sleep anyway. I see. Be careful, Dan. Well, I'd better get going. Thanks again for the food, Cody. You waved them goodbye as you squeezed your way back out of the tavern. You ended up wandering the dormitory halls for a while now. At the end of each floor was a small balcony. Leaned against the railings, admiring the views ahead of you. Stars and constellations of various shapes and sizes dotted the vast night sky. It was simply breathtaking. Perhaps this world did not suffer from light pollution, at least not yet. I don't know why we can't skip. You were enjoying the calming night ambience when you heard some people talking on the balcony above. You stayed there for a moment longer before going back to your room. After changing into your undergarments and going through your nightly routines, you threw yourself against the bed. You sighed to yourself, began to feel quite hot and bothered yet again. The temptation was very enticing, but you managed to resist for now. You still need as much rest as you can get to ready yourself for tomorrow. You eventually dozed off after letting your mind wander back to the events throughout the day. My back. Beep, 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 beep. Ugh. The clock alarm slowly pulled you from your sleep as you stuffed your head beneath the pillow. Just 5 more minutes, Elisa, I promise. Elisa? Ah, right, I'm at the dorm now. Beep, 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 beep. You groggily forced your eyes open and took a look at the nightstand where the clock read 5 a.m. Ugh. Alright. I'm up now. You stumbled towards the bathroom after switching off the alarm. You washed up for a bit before sitting back at your bed. Grew. You already felt quite hungry. You wandered to the pantry and looked around for a bit. Unfortunately, there was nothing in the shelves and cupboards, and the search only made your stomach growl louder. You sighed to yourself. To think you were getting used to being woken up every morning with meals ready at the table. This place might look like a hotel, but it's still just a dorm after all. No breakfast in bed or all-you-can-eat buffets waiting for you outside your room. You do remember that you can get food at the Honeysuckle, so you decided to change into your usual outfit and headed there for now. The place was not as rowdy as last evening, and certainly a lot tidier, too. You could already see the waiter taking orders from a bunch of hungry mercenaries, while Cody himself was going back and forth between the kitchen and the back rooms. He's already so busy at this hour. It was about 5:30 when you got there, and you wondered if Cody even had enough sleep with such an early opening time. You decided to sit down at the same bar when Cody happened to pass by. Dave, good morning. Good morning, Cody. He promptly greeted the bear. Judging by his apron and kitchen gloves, he must still be in the middle of something. Take you here for the free meal, yes? You nodded as the bear took some jars from the nearby shelves. Do wait for a bit, I'll get to you in a moment. With that, he headed back to the kitchen. After a few minutes, he returned with the bowl and a small plate of sliced fruits. Here you are, this should set you right up for the morning. Thanks, Cody. You're welcome. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still got a bit of work to do. We can chat at later hours, perhaps. Before you could say much, he already left the bar to tend to the other patrons who just arrived. You looked at the bowl, which turned out to be oat cereal with milk. Couldn't help feeling taken aback. This is such a far cry from the delicious meal you had last time. But beggars can't be choosers, as they say. You finished up the meal after a moment, already thinking of ordering some actual food next time around. But that would probably cost a lot. Looks like you really do have to pull your weight around here before you could afford fancy things like that. I don't know what's going on in I'm just now reading what's going on in chat. What the hell is going on? This is I don't know what's going on in chat. What's going on? Reading here something about a ban theory. You want to type something bad first. It means you can't chat anymore. I think you're just not allowed in this channel, not allowed at this channel anymore unless you get unbanned. You might give that matter more thoughts, but that's neither here nor there. Really, if you wondered what you could do for today, you could catch up with Max for a start. Maybe visiting Alex's lab again or accompany Ray on his errands. Could also help Cody around the tavern. Seems like you got some options after all. So who would it be? And here's our route selection, so I'll go ahead and put the save there. Get the save file there, and let me check the Discord. Recommendations, scroll up, and it's Ray. Maybe I'll go with Ray. He did say something about teaching me how to survive in the wilderness. That's quite an integral skills for a proper hero. You decided to leave the tavern to look for the dragon. You didn't know exactly where he stayed, but maybe the tower would be the best place to start. I'll also be able to see the messages. You took a turn to the back hallway when a red figure happened to pass by the same lobby. Ray! You waved at the dragon as he turned to you. Huh? If this isn't Dave. Good morning. You headed somewhere? Yeah, well, I was thinking maybe I could tag along in your errand run. We already read all this. Well, two guys walking closely together around town. If they are on a date, I don't know what else. Wait, is it hangout or date? See, you'll figure that out. I just want to put this out there. I have only banned bots. When it comes to banning, I only ban bots. And I don't like banning people. I don't like doing that. I don't like banning people, but I will put them in timeout. Date. Confident +1, Ray +1. Yeah, I saw that. Well, I guess this would be my first date, though. Ray seemed pretty taken aback by your statement. I already read all this. Go for it or Ray's order. It's all the same. Ah! Heck, there's even magic in this world. Surely just a little bit of chocolate wouldn't hurt much. Bah, here goes nothing. I'll have that one. Alright, my users and a cocoa, please. Ray passed the merchant a silver coin over the counter. Well. I'll say you have an odd taste, Dave. Most people here really don't like cocoa for how weird it tasted. Is that so? I don't know about you, but I used to have chocolate and cocoa flavored stuffs all the time back in my world, and it was amazing. The dragon chuckled as your eyes gleamed for a bit. Say, are these things poisonous for people like me, though? People like you? You know, not just me, but Max and other similar kinds of people? Oh, I see what you mean. Well, I'm not that versed in biology, but maybe that was the case for their ancestors. Yeah. Over time, they've most likely developed resistance to common toxins like the rest of us, so it should be fine. Besides, I don't think they would sell it here if it's still that dangerous. Here you go, share 2 frozen meals for the lovely couple, the merchant said with a smile. Ah, thank you. Here you go, Dave. Thanks. Don't mention it. Say, let's enjoy this as we go, yeah? Sure thing. You nodded, following Ray out of the park and towards the market districts. You warily eyed your ice cream a bit before finally giving it a try. He tasted quite tart and chocolatey, just like how it was back home, but you winced at the aftertaste somehow turned out rather sour and spicy. Bleh. Oh, what's wrong, Dave? Don't like it? Yeah, it tasted fine at first, I swear, but then it just got kind of weird. How's it even possible? Well, maybe it's made differently here. Think you can finish it? Maybe not. It's okay, Dave. I did say people disliked it for a reason. Here, want to trade? Which one? Hang on, I'm gonna save and we're gonna do both of them real quick. Right there. Oh, sure, I guess. Is it okay, though? It's fine. Can't let my Dave feel bad on his first time now, can I? You blushed as you briefly swapped your ice cream with his. Thanks, Ray. No problem. He gave you a head pat and held hands with you again. Timidly, you gave the new treat a lick and was greeted by a delightfully sweet and creamy flavor, almost like you were eating a cheesecake. Hey, this is really good. I know, right? It's my favorite one from the shop, so I'm glad you liked it. And if you wanted to win my heart, just give me anything parfait flavored. Huh? Parfait? What is that? No, it's a fruit that grows near the acai tree. What it is exactly, you have to figure out on your own. Aww. The dragon chuckled as you playfully booed him. So cute. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Hang on, let me back up a bit. Huh, where are we going? To the Sky Garden, of course. There's a garden on top of this place? Yes, indeed, and I managed to get my own private spot there. Bigger than Alex's. You said with a smirk. Oh, well, of course. You want to feel it, too? Ray! You blushed as he flashed a wink at you. Phrasing! It was a quick elevator ride as you arrived at the Sky Garden before you knew it. This fucking game. But maybe something fulfilling with steak in it would be nice. Though the tavern food beat this by a mile. Well, yeah, I gotta give them that. Cody's food is still the best around these parts. You think so too? Then why didn't we eat at the tavern? Yeah, well, let's just say I wasn't in the mood for it. I hope you don't mind. Oh, well, it's alright. Say, Ray. So cute. You felt quite horrible. You couldn't remember for sure, but maybe you had another nightmare after the last. Either way, you still felt rather drowsy. You sluggishly dragged yourself to the bathroom to get ready for the day. Felt a little better after your morning routine, despite your head still hurting a little. Do you remember that you were going to accompany Ray to the forest on an errand for today? We still don't know if it's going to be okay for you to tag along. You feel like you'd just end up lagging behind and hinder everybody. Took a deep breath to calm your thoughts before leaving for the tavern for breakfast. Men. Just gonna keep going with Ray. I got so scared for a moment. I got scared for a moment. We're just like holding down. And now I'm going to censor. Because I'm not trusting it. We're going to go right. I guess this way. Sprinted onto the right side. Unlike what Ray said, the forest seemed to get denser and denser as you went on. Wait, something is right. Ray said there would be a clearing. The road seemed to get muddier along that path as well. After a while, you did end up at a clearing. It was quite dark, however, with all the tall trees blocking off the sunlight. Hang on. And we have 11 corruption. Thank God Dave is here to go. No, he's not keeping us pure. Need the purity boys, not Dave. Dave is not being pure. He's not being pure. Save us, eye bleach. There was also no river in sight. You felt uneasy and thought of going back, but your bladder felt like it could explode any moment, so you just decided to unzip your pants and release to yourself at a nearby tree. You breathed a massive sigh of relief after having emptied your bladder. You began to head back after finishing up when you heard something rustling among the bushes. What was that? Didn't notice it before, but something really felt amiss. The forest was eerily silent. The birds were no longer chirping. Somehow the shades grew even darker and even the air felt different. The whole thing just made you really uncomfortable as you wished to hightail out of there. But just as you started to leave, you felt like something was approaching you from behind. You turned around cautiously, only to be met with a giant snake creature with crystals protruding from its head. Oh, shoot! The creature tackled and swallowed you with its maw in the blink of an eye. God, help! You struggled and wriggled against the slimy flesh, only to find yourself being pushed further down the snake. Let me out! You yelped and hollered, but soon you were nothing but a bulge on the snake's neck. You felt slithering away from the clearing. Tried to claw your way back out to no avail, as your sharp claws couldn't even dent it. Help! Come, Max! Ray! Cried with all your might out of sheer panic, but soon enough you began to feel weak. Must be running out of air in there, so you tried to limit your breathing. Your eyes were getting wet from despair. Is this how your life would end? Your thoughts flew back to your first days in this world, to the forest cottage and the first person you met in this place. Elisa, I'm sorry. Couldn't be the hero you wanted me to be. You whimpered as you felt your mind oozing away. It's getting warmer and harder to breathe in there. Ray, please, help! Thought back about your time with Ray. That silly, teasy dragon. That sweet moment you shared with him on the Sky Garden. As much as you disliked it, you longed to hear him teasing you for one last time. Your mind began to go numb from all the thoughts. You felt your body going limper by the moment. Maybe your mind started playing tricks on you, but the flesh looked quite inviting just then. It was warm and pillowy. The faint heartbeat of the beast soothed your thoughts. Felt a tingling sensation at the base of your feet and tail. Mom, Dad. This is not so bad. What the fuck? Thought yourself as you slowly drifted to sleep. Fuzzy fur. Couldn't. What happened? Only that your flesh prison was shaking violently for quite some time. Eventually, it did stop completely. You feel the cold wind brushing against your fur as you were stripped away from the warmth. Hey, Dave. You could vaguely remember your name being called. You couldn't really see much in the blinding light. Oh, let me go. So cold. Need warmth. It was too much for you to bear, but eventually it stopped. Corruption +5. Found yourself in a dark hallway as you slowly came to. Where am I? You muttered, holding your throbbing head in confusion. What is this place? My head! Last time I was eaten by a giant snake. You're in some sort of corridor. The cobblestone walls to your sides reminded you of those olden medieval castles. Only that this place was much darker and more claustrophobic. I need to get out of here. You trod on for a while, cautiously feeling your way along the dark tunnel. Eventually you arrived at a large doorway. The rotten door made a loud creak as you peered into the next room. It was very dark, if not darker than the hallway. A voice urged you to enter and you hesitated. Before you had a say in the matter, you were already flung deep inside the chamber. The only thing you could hear was the door slamming shut behind you. Before you was a shadow reigning over a throne. Found you. You couldn't see a thing and you weren't sure what was creepier, the twisted smile you could sense on its face, or its distorted voice that would forever haunt your mind. At long last. The silhouette stood from its throne, and you felt a sense of dread washing over you. What? You cannot escape. Felt your heart skipping a beat as a figure dashed towards you. Instinctively, you turned around and ran away, only to find yourself collapsing against the cold, dusty ground. No! You uttered a hapless scream as a panic set in. You must have been paralyzed somehow. Couldn't lift a muscle as you felt its presence looming over your vulnerable self. Your mind raced with desperate thoughts. Is this the end of the line for you? A jolt of pain coursed through your body as something sharp pierced through your chest. You shot up from the ground, expecting blood gushing out from your abdomen. But then you realized you weren't in that same place anymore. That was the king. Dave, are you okay? You held your throbbing head as you sat up. Ray's voice soon became clear as you slowly came to. Yeah, I'm okay. Where am I? You're in the carriage. Found you in the nether beast's belly. Thing must have caught you with your pants down. Thank the heavens it came right for us. Otherwise, things would have gone south real fast. Hey, it's okay, Ray. You can see I'm still alive at least. Yeah, just had me worried sick for a moment there. Alright, we're safe. I think. Yeah, I think we're safe. Can get rid of Purity Boys. Bring back the game. And Dave. Fucking Dave. Yeah, just had me worried sick for a moment there. Right, so where's Max? He is reporting the incident to the forest guards. Or whatever else he wanted to tell them. Ugh. Ray looked away as he said, his tone aloof and upset. Ah, okay. After a while, Ray finally returned as the carriage headed back to the guild. You were glad at first, but no one said a single word to each other as the awkward silence took over the whole trip ever since. Something must have happened while you were out cold. You had a lot of questions, but were still too tired to really talk about it. You also couldn't help but wish you knew more about what had happened between those two. Being stuck in the middle with them wasn't exactly the most pleasant thing to experience. You were caught in that snake's attack. I don't know if I could ever forgive myself if anything happened to you. Hey, it's okay, Ray. I'm still here, right? Yeah, but what if... You saved me, Ray. You and Max saved me from the nether beast. We have 11 corruption. I know, but just... What if we couldn't? Ray, it's alright. You don't have to worry so much, you know? I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. And how much corruption are we at? We're at 11. Oh, God. Okay, which one? Never trust Ray shirtless in a room. I don't trust any character shirtless in a room. The only one I'd even remotely trust is TJ, and even then that's pushing it. Alrighty. Are you sure? I'm sorry. No. And if we do, you can wait here. Alrighty. Both don't give us any corruption. Neither give us corruption. So, yeah. Yeah, just shyness and confidence. You can come inside and wait if you want. I won't be long. Are you sure, Dave? Oh! Well, yeah, I think it has to do with the city being in the middle of 3 continental plates pushing into each other. That makes sense, or that's kinky? Which one? Are we thinking logistically or kinkily? Is that a word? Kinkily? But then again, is it even a question? That's kind of kinky. What? What's kinky about rocks pushing into each other, Dave? Well, never mind all that. You wanted to say something in defense, but Ray's hearty chuckle made you quite embarrassed. Which one? Are we tearing down the door to check if Finn's alive, or are we waiting here? Should we bust down the door? I'm pulling up the sensor. Should we bust down the door and catch him naked? I like that idea, actually. Well, no. Open door, or maybe just wait. Hang on. Where are we at in terms of corruption? We're at 11. Let's just rip open the door and be all like, ah! And he'll be like, ah! Open sesame. You stood up and brushed the sand off your pants. And I pulled up the sensor. Because the sensor is right there. Alrighty. Change it right there, right now. Change it inside the house, or change at the back of the house. Which are we forcing him to change at? Again, is it even a question? Now that you've saw that it's okay to be naked, you're quite intrigued to give it a whirl. Quickly stripped all your clothes in front of Ray. Oh, wow! What's got into you, Dave? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to see what it's like to be naked in public. I can say that it's quite refreshing or kinky. This entire situation is horrifying. It's not refreshing or kinky, it's terrifying. Well, I'm not going to judge you for that, but that's quite bold of you, Dave. Hang on, what happens if I choose that? Oh, that one gives us more corruption. Okay, do we want corruption? Do we want all the corruption or just some of it? That's the question. Oh, I'm not going to judge you for that, but that's quite bold of you, Dave. I think I like you even more now. Yeah. I know it's early, but I might call it soon. Hiya. Alright, are we gonna punch him, ram him, or move around him? All that sounds awful. Choose all the choice that feels wrong. We choose that. That does nothing. That does nothing. And that just gives us more friendship. So let's go with friends. We got friends. Alright. Yet everyone's allowed to see it, or what do you mean? Oh my god. We want to be friends and corrupt. I want to be like a Steven Universe character. I'm just going to send myself. I'm going to send myself. I feel like this is quite boring. Still a little nervous. Don't worry too much about it, Axel. Yeah. Choose that. We get more confidence, and if we do that, then we get more shy. Do we want to be confident or shy? I remember that. Let's be confident. Yet everyone is allowed to see it.
Well, that's true.
Raylove, want to strength set it? Actually, we're gonna leave off here tonight. I know you just got here, Axel, but I'm so sorry. We're gonna leave off here tonight. I need to mentally recover. No, I actually do remember that. Like, let me take another look at it, because if so, then I would actually remember it. I remember the original clip, not the Sparta remix. Yeah, so sorry. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. And as always, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.